Second on our list of the dangers of cuffing season, deception follows desperation. Okay, my dear? What does this even mean? Healed woman, we are no stranger to talking about entering into relationships based on vulnerability. Okay, a fiend sense of vulnerability, because a certain level of vulnerability is healthy, and we'll talk about that in a second. Desperation or loneliness. Okay, we began talking about these concepts a couple months ago when I stumbled upon the Tinder Swindler on Netflix, and I was like, no, I cannot stand for this. I must speak out about it. Okay. The Tinder Swindler is a documentary. Unfortunately, it's a true story of this man who completely pulled the wool over the eyes of a lot of women, swindling them out of hundreds of thousands of dollars in the name of love. 10 out of 10 recommend the film. It's a little heart-wrenching, but it's still great. These women that I studied the women who portrayed, the victims in the show. They entered into those relationships based off of some clear patterns, okay? They were either desperate to be in a relationship, they were trying to escape a season of loneliness, or they had a fiend sense of vulnerability going on with the man behind, the swindling Tinder account, okay? So getting away from the movie per se, I do want to talk about those concepts, okay? Entering into a relationship based on trying to escape a season of desperation, loneliness, or vulnerability is dangerous waters, my dear, okay? Those are some of the worst mindsets from which to enter into a relationship, to start a relationship, to start a bond, to choose a partner, okay? You will inevitably choose the wrong person when you choose from desperation or loneliness, okay? It is inevitable. Because first of all, you are looking for something to help you escape your life, okay? You are not even a healed, whole woman. You are not even complete or secure in your identity, especially if you're trying to escape desperation. What are you running from, my dear? What are you running from that you think a person can save you from? A relationship will not save you from yourself or save you from loneliness, okay? Some of the loneliest people are married. Girlfriend. Loneliness is an emotional state. It is not a physical state. You can be in a room surrounded by people and be lonely, okay? Being alone is the physical state. I'm alone right now, recording. But being lonely, it's an emotional state. It's when you feel disconnected from those around you. You're not getting what you need. You're not getting your needs met in the relationships around you. Therefore, you feel lonely. You feel disconnected, okay? Trying to initiate a relationship to escape loneliness I can't even think of an analogy to compare it to, okay? It's like trying to get someone to come up in here when you don't even exist up here, okay? No one exists up here because your emotional state is bereft of genuine connections. And you're trying to get someone to join you in your mental solitude. Let me know if that analogy makes sense. You're trying to get someone to join you where you don't even exist, my dear. You aren't even connected to yourself or the people around you. Feeling disconnected and thinking someone can fill that void. They cannot. They cannot, my dear, okay? And talking about desperation, because that's just talking about loneliness, okay? Desperation is when you are, desperately seeking desperately seeking another way of life and then being desperate are two different things, but they can be likened to one another. So when you are desperately seeking something, so let's say you're desperately seeking a relationship to escape loneliness, you will do anything. You've gotten to the point where you will literally do anything just to not be alone or alone or by yourself or single in this season. Being desperate, though, is when you do not know your worth. When you do not know your worth and you begin to settle, to compromise, okay? To sit and eat with clowns and jokers when you were meant to eat with kings and queens, my dear, okay? It is when you do not recognize what you bring to the table, and so you end up settling just to sit at a table. My goodness, thank you, Holy Spirit. Desperation will always lead to deception, my dear. You choosing someone out of desperation means you are rushing right past red flags, right past the warning signs. You are not taking into account, you are not heeding godly counsel. People telling you this is not it. This is not the man for you. This is not the one for you. This isn't even a relationship you would normally entertain. Had you been healed? Had you been whole? A lot of people are telling you, and you are so desperate, okay? You are so bent on getting into this relationship based on the wrong motivating factors, based on the wrong motivations, my dear, okay? Desperation fuels so many rash decisions, hasty decisions, and miscalculated decisions as well. When you're desperate, you are not aiming. You're just literally trying to shoot a target. You're not even aiming for something that you genuinely desire, because you're moving from a place that does not support who you are becoming, the woman that you are, the woman God called you to be. So desperation is dangerous, okay? It leaves you very vulnerable, and that's where the fiend sense of vulnerability comes in. So in connecting with other people, we do have to, encounter or allow a certain level of vulnerability. In marriages, you will be vulnerable. You will be, called to have emotional vulnerability, okay? Physical vulnerability as well, as you share your life, share your body, share your mind, your family with your partner. And a lot of people rush into relationships thinking that they can either maintain a surface level interaction, for any length of time, which is unhealthy. That signals emotional unavailability. Or two, people rush into some false sense of vulnerability thinking that they're really connecting, and they're not. They're not. Either way, you end up losing, girlfriend, especially when it's fueled by desperation, okay? When I say desperation leads to deception, it means you are going to fall prey to a lot of traps. And deceptions meant to trip you up. The person tripping you up is intentionally doing so, my dear. You are unaware of it because you are pursuing something out of timing, out of season, with the wrong intentions, my dear, okay? So I really wanted to let that sink in for you all. I'm just quickly going over my notes to make sure I didn't miss anything, okay? Pursuing someone out of desperation means that you are probably connecting based off of superficial traits rather than connecting on their character or their purpose. There is nothing more frustrating than being with a man without a plan. Where is this man taking you? What is the vision for his life? Where does he see you all going? Where does he see himself going 2, 5, 10 years from now? What does he hope to accomplish? Okay, a man without a plan is a very frustrating man to be with. A woman without vision, a very frustrating woman to be with, okay? You all both have to have vision for your life, goals, plans, okay? An overall, overall trajectory for where you see yourselves, to see if you all can even come together and walk together. When you are rushing into a relationship, you're not asking about this person's vision or plan or purpose. You're rushing into things based off of that superficial list I told y'all to rip up and burn. Drop the list, sis. I promise you. Drop the list and trust God to be your matchmaker. I promise you, it'll change your life. It'll change your life. Not everyone's a type A planner. I get that. Not everyone has the 10-year, 20-year vision. But you don't even got a year. You don't even have something that you're putting into action in this current season. You don't have anything to show me what your character is, what your purpose is. Honey, if you don't know your purpose, we can't even talk. Because I don't even know how I'm supposed to serve you at that point. How can I come in and serve you as a divine helpmeet if you do not know where you need divine help? Come on, sis. That is why desperation is so dangerous as a reason to get into a relationship, especially in cuffing season, sis. Remember what we're talking about, cuffing season here. It is so dangerous to pursue a relationship, desperate to get into one in this season, because you run the risk of overlooking so much, okay, my dear? Instead of wasting time, energy, okay, purpose, energy that could go towards your purpose and investing and chasing a man. My God. Pursue purpose, girlfriend. You will save yourself so much time, energy, headache, heartache, disappointment in pursuing purpose. I promise you, you will find or you will stumble upon your purpose partner on your purpose path, my dear. It's inevitable. When you're walking on purpose, and if you desire a purpose partner, he'll drop right in your path. She will drop right in your path. There's just no way you can miss your purpose partner on the journey to purpose. Okay, my dear? It's inevitable. I promise you will not have to chase the man God has for you. He will literally find his way on your path. You all will literally walk into each other as you journey on your purpose path, okay?